Brajuroj.
May they be liberated from suffering in the cosmos of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness, sorrow. May they rest in equity.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. First, please relax yourself. The past is just past, gone, and future is not yet come here. And this moment is so kind of say fragile, changing every second. It doesn't remain in that. So just keep going, you know. So what we have is just only this momentary state. So in this, first just relax, and then our body and mind must be here, and we breathe in all the blessings of the enlightened beings into us, and meditate, purify all our physical, mental obscurations. And then when we exhale, and after inhale and then receiving that, and when we exhale, all our delusions are just exhale. So with this mind, we will just inhale fully, and exhale. Once more, please inhale fully, exhale. Inhale fully, and exhale. Now we appreciate that today we got the time to reflect on the wisdom of the Buddha in order to free from all the sufferings and gathering all the causes of the for peace and happiness. We just reflect on this. This is called precious human life. So precious human life is very rare. Even though there's 7-8 billions people in the world, but there are not many have the time to focus on these precious Dharma teachings. And we are just totally occupied by the activities of for this life. We're very, even though we desire for peace and happiness, even though we desire to free from suffering, but only just focus only on this life. So today we are here, not just only this life, to free from entire cycle of the samsara, to achieve enlightenment. You can see how that is so rare and precious. You know, in the famous text, it's called the heart essence of Mahayana teaching. In that text mentioned, our study and practice of the Dharma teachings is not just only for this life, not just only for today, neither for this life, nor just only for next life, nor also Charvaka's, Patek Buddha's enlightenment. Our focus is to achieve complete enlightenment of the Buddha, means total to free from all the suffering. For this, to achieve that Buddhahood, No, we have to look at the cause. The cause is the bodhicitta, the mind of the enlightenment that we have discussed. And also you have read many books and received teachings from many other great teachers. So we know that. So people in the world, as you know, they keep so busy to experience happiness, joy. They're involved with the business, politics, and many others working, farming, all sorts of, they involve their life in the activities of how to free from suffering, how to have some peace, happiness. That's very clear. We know that. But all this you see within the state of the mind, which is called afflicted mind. The mind is occupied by the temporary obscurations, by that kind of condition. With that kind of conditions, no matter what we do, there's no way to free from entire suffering, especially the cause of the suffering. So look at this. And everything's impermanent. For all the phenomena that which is composed, composed, produced, born, all are, you see, impermanent. Doesn't last long. Keep changing. So within that, the day when you are born until we die, in that lifespan, then we keep busy. As I mentioned, just you imagine all the different people, they're involved in the different lifestyle. Whole world is not just one country, so it's not just one religion. Whole world, including those who believe even Buddha's teaching. Now, that world that was what is designated work, as I mentioned, different types of business, different types of politics, science, social studies, different types of technologies. Just look at this. If any of these things that individual involve, did they say through their, what they've invented, what they are doing. So by this practice, we will solve all the problems. We will be free from entire suffering. Have you heard of any of this? No. Whereas in the Dharma teachings, talked, if we can manage. You want to come here? Okay. Okay, yes. So you see, because we try to solve the problem of the outside. Everything, business, politics, everything, try to solve the problem of the outside, not inside. Our Shisina how to solve the problem of the ignorance, attachment, aversion. Maybe you haven't heard of these things through the business, through the politics, Our business is involved how to solve all the problems, the ignorance and attachment and aversion. Through this politics, our work, we are working so hard to get rid of all these three poisons. Have you heard of those things? Even the world, you see, when you talk about these things, how to get rid of these three mental poisons is something like unprecedented. They never talked about this, never dreamed about it. It's something like our nature. But at the same time, all the suffering that we're facing is through these three poisons. You just imagine when our mind is free from all the ignorance, grasping, and they're free from all the attachment and aversion. See, we'll have a total peace. Or sometimes we call five poisons: pride, arrogance, jealousy, so forth. Those. So look at those things. So Buddha, as yesterday mentioned, when he attained enlightenment, Buddhahood, uprooted all these three poisons. Then say Buddha was free from all the entire state of suffering and achieved the total peace. You have been in the teachings, for many years. You read many books. You met many great teachers. All they speak about it. That how to tame the mind. Especially you have heard of that seven training point of the mind. You have heard of those things, but not really so precisely how to get rid of this all mental afflictions. Look at the mind as yesterday mentioned. When your mind is total, not engaged, just say your mind is not engaged with these three poisons or five poisons, and your mind is like the nature of the space. How much peace is there? When these three poisons or five poisons surrounds in the mind, then we become restless. We're agitated. Our mind become very narrow, not much space, very fragile, sensitive, especially the ego. Ego is something like really exists. We think, ego is something that exists. Without ego, you cannot survive. You have to have ego. You have to protect your ego. Something like ego is something that's like a, yak horn, it exists with me, If I don't have this ego, I have no identity, I'm nowhere, something like that. But in reality, you just carefully see Where is the ego? We cannot deny I am here. Even Buddha, who realized total nature of the selflessness, even say, Buddha said, when I teach, when I go, when I meet people, I use I, he use I, this. But he doesn't have such kind of grasping ego as we have. He used as a label, like say, this is a booklet. It's just made it from emptiness, and then it's here. Say, can I have this copy? Oh yes, you can have this copy. Yeah. It's just to use as a label, just for communication. But there's no something, this no booklet this exists, is permanent or not permanent, is how big it is, how small it is, Don't have that, you see. So as our same as our ego. As mentioned, we cannot deny the label, the just label of the I. But there's not exist that what we are perceiving, but we are grasping. When somebody says, you're so bad, no, but ego. Such initially, first ego itself is not exist. So how you can say it's bad or good, But then we're grasping, you see. Then in relation to that, then there comes I. First, I. Then there comes attachment. Me, my. I attach to myself, I. And then attach to my. This is my house. This is my cloth. This is my bed. This is my paper, This is my seat, you see. And then all this you see involved. And then we try to protect. First, protect yourself. I protect myself. And then I protect all the my, And then how much is involved? Then when there comes, when we have that, and there comes the opponent, which brings the obstacle. There comes the aversion. Aversion, anger, resentment. See? So you see three poison, They are so interconnected, interrelated. First of all, you see, the attachment and aversion are totally different. Attachment is to protect, protecting. Aversion is to get rid of. But without attachment, there's no aversion. See? When suffers, this me, I. Then somebody giving this to me, then say, oh, thank you so much. It's so beautiful. I like it, And then it becomes my possession, This is mine. Oh. Then there's somebody comes, oh, this is so good. Can I have this? I say, no, this is mine, And then the others say, now I really want to, I want to take this. And I'll say, no, this is all mine. Then there comes a struggle, attachment, protecting this. And aversion is a fear, this may lose, So see how much I'm fighting about this now here. Now, if I realize this is impermanent, it's change. First, I don't have it, but suddenly I got it. But somehow in the future, I will lose this. It's natural. Birth and death is natural. One you are born, one day you'll die. So let it be that way. if I realize that, if I realize this, and somebody gave me this, I said, thank you, I appreciate it. If somebody says, I like this, please have it, then there's no problem. By realization of the impermanence. Eventually, I have to leave this anyway. When I die, I have to leave everything behind. Even this my body, which I cherish so much, isn't it? I protect this body. Oh, you can imagine, I have a lot of fear that I'm aging, I'm getting sick, so how should I cope with it? And so then a lot of things, I have to work to protect this, how much suffering is going through. At the end, you die anyway. You see, no choice. This is a reality, nature in the samsara. It's not just one culture. Everybody, everywhere. Maybe in some places, because we are so developed, more sophisticated, the tradition, the system become more sophisticated because people think, the business people, they think they make something special, and make more expensive. So if you retire, then you should have this. If you have this, you will be relaxed, If you don't have this, you have problems, There's a lot of fear involved. So you are working so hard for the retirement, You stay in the retirement that, for some years. And again, no matter how good the retirement it is, but at the end, you die anyway, Then what? It's like it's a child's game. In the samsara, it's like that. The enlightened beings, when they see us, we are like children. The children who are playing with the toys, So we are just with all the toys. We have this, and we're playing with that. So when you realize this all, everything's just a display. It's the reflection. Everything is just your mental reflection. The reflection, you see, there's a karmic reflection and mental reflection. See, it's very important, you see. Karmic reflections, all what you're experiencing is the reflection of our action, what we did. As you know, as you sow social, you reap. Have you heard of that? As you sow social, you reap. Which goes round, comes round. It's a reflection. It's a reflection of our action. Then when you have the reflection of your action, then mentally how you perceive. There comes second, mental reflection. How you perceive. If you perceive as it's just a reflection. It's a reflection of my action, which we call karma, It's karmic reflection. Look at this. It's all just come and go. Nothing lasts long. Just reflect on this. And your mind is more eased, more relaxed. But then if you are struggling with your reflection of what you did, and you say, we're making a lot of things in our reflection, the karmic reflection, I like this, I don't like this, all these things going there, then sometimes we make things worse. Instead of let go, instead of accepting. So where you accepting, we are not accepting. It's because the second is mental reflection. So these are two very important points. Is first a reflection of our action. Our life is a reflection of our action. Then next, how we deal with that reflection. It's a mental reflection, how the mind reacts on this reflection. So when you know everything starts to your nature, just changing, keep changing, nothing lasts long. One moment I like it, and next moment I don't like it. See, one moment I'm happy, and next moment I'm not happy. Just you mentally, you see, it's all a play of the mind. But as I mentioned, the mind is not easy to see. Even though we individually have our own mind, but I don't see my mind. I don't see your mind unless you are someone is enlightened. So since I don't see it, I don't pay much attention. I pay more attention what I see, what I hear, what I smell, what I taste, what is touch, So I pay more attention to the five sensorial objects instead of to the five the senses, the five consciousnesses of the mind. So this is reality, it's not a belief system. So see these things. Now when you understand these points, so Buddha taught how to manage to purify these poisons in the mind. So when you look at the mind, when you practice loving kindness, compassion, as we have discussed a little bit, as you know more, when the mind is occupied with the loving kindness, compassion, the mind is very peaceful. When the mind is absence of these three poisons, very peaceful. When there's somebody comes there and you have sympathy, you have some compassion, the mind is very peaceful. Its mind is very loving. As soon as when the mind is occupied by this ego, mind becomes narrow. When the mind is occupied with strong attachment, desire. When the mind is occupied by this anger, hatred, aversion, then mind is not peaceful. So look at this. But we don't look at itself. We don't look at the attachment. We don't look at the aversion, anger, hatred. But we look at the outside object. When you attach, how to get it so that I will become happy. When you are angry with somebody, I will be happy if I get rid of this. Make sense? You see, our suffering is not by the loving kindness of compassion. Our suffering is by these three mental poisons. It's within us. The outer conditions makes you suffering is very rare. seldom. So sometimes when there's an earthquake, or flood, fire, occasionally brings the suffering. No, we call disasters, but we don't realize how much disasters within us. 24 hours within us. We don't pay attention to that. So this is our focus, okay, today. All those practice, how to delete this cause of the suffering within us, how to purify. So Buddha's wisdom gives us this opportunity. When you read Milarepa's life story, he was focusing on that. This is not a Buddhist philosophy. It's the philosophy of the reality nature of our life. Since Buddha taught these things, we call Buddhist philosophy. This is how Buddhists believe. These things. So those who we are interested on this study, practice, as I mentioned, is so precious because we are just going to the direct at the point, how to eliminate the real cause of suffering, which is within us. And these poisons, they are called poison. When there's poison, if you eat the poison, will take our life. So when these poisons are within us, they take the life of the peace and happiness. Not only that, you see, not only they're tortured in this life, day to day in life, but then they will throw us in the hell realm. Nobody can throw us in the hell realm. But these poisons, anger, strong attachment, it's called tenacious attachment, treacherous anger. When they involve with our mind, then they throw us in the hell realm. Not only in next life, but even this life, you see. When there's such a strong anger, outrage is born in your mind, how much you suffer. It destroys your total peace and happiness. It destroys your life and destroys others. Outside enemies, no matter how strong they are, they may take only this life. But they cannot throw us in the hell realm. That's why we need to study these things. Not as a Buddhist, but anybody who desires to have peace and happiness, anybody who desires to free from suffering. So when we know these things, and when we acknowledge how kind of damaging our peace and happiness by these three poisons, and then outside in the world, you can see how people are suffering. How much people are suffering. And then through that wisdom, when you see that, then great loving kindness, compassion can rise within us to help others. It's not something, as mentioned, Buddhist philosophy or Buddhist belief, but it's how reality we're facing. difficulties, you see. So then those who understand these teachings, who are practicing this, then you say, first of all, you take care of yourself. Take care of yourself means take care of all mental afflictions. They are not so easy to get rid of. As yesterday I mentioned, we are so habituated. As I used to say this, the inveterate propensity, the deeply rooted habit of this, our attachment to ego, aversion. Those who know it, yes, I want to get rid of this, but they just keep coming, repeating again and again and again. Sometimes we're frustrated. Sometimes we feel maybe there's no way to get rid of this. But you see, eventually you can. Then you read the life story of great masters like Milarepa, other great masters. First, how as they are as an ordinary person, then they practice. Slowly, they manage to purify all these mental obscurations. Have anybody read this Uttara Tantra text? You have read by Maitreya, Have you read? You see, they have precisely mentioned, it's called adventitious obscurations. Your total nature of the mind is pure. Pure, it is you are not making pure. It is pure by itself. But it is occupied by the adventitious obscuration. And we suffer from this in the six realms. That's what we get rid of, you see. So those enlightened beings, they see, Buddha, first of all, Buddha saw this precisely. So Buddha taught so many sutras. Then those great masters who studied that Buddha's sutra, and then they studied themselves and they practiced this. They realized that and they wrote those books, you see, for us. They are so precious. That's why Jewel Ornament of Liberation, the book, first is described, the first chapter about the Buddha nature. You see, very simple, few lines, but very precisely, how your nature is pure, but how it is occupied by just temporary obscurations. So you read those precious books, and then you yourself look at it. When you just look, as I mentioned, look at your mind. When your mind is free from attachment, look at your mind, how peaceful your mind is. Your mind is full of joy, peace. When your mind is free from all this aversion, aggression, you see your mind is so peaceful. Look at you, But then when your mind is occupied by the attachment, desire, look at that. Then how you feel. You become restless. How much suffering is there? When your mind is angry with somebody, then you are thinking how to retaliate, how to get rid of that person. How much you're thinking about it, how much suffering is there. So look at those things. That's how Buddhist these teachings are taught. That's what we're studying. That's what is important. When you become Buddhist, doesn't mean you are converted into Buddhist. Okay? Some people think you are converted into Buddhist, It's kind of a little strange, When you do this way, there's nothing to convert. You have Buddha nature. You have the basic goodness. So you are following that one. There's nothing to convert. See? You're acknowledging who you are. So that's why you practice joyfully. When you practice Dharma, practice joyfully. And when you see suffering, suffering is temporary. The suffering is good. Gives me opportunity to follow the Dharma. Suffering is a blessing. So when you suffer, instead of becoming big burden, you just say, I'm so happy that allow me to follow the path. It makes me come here to study practice. I'm so grateful. As my suffering is a blessing to Buddha. Okay, It's no longer a big burden. Rather, it's, reminding yourself. So we don't need to look for another for happiness. Make sense? Okay. Still, my English is not that good, Yeah. It's okay. If I speak better English, then I can communicate very beautifully. Then you'll be enlightened at that moment. I don't have that good English, so that reserves some, it occupies some space. For this reason, then there comes taking refuge in the Buddha, you see. Because in the Samsara, as mentioned, we all take refuge with our three positions. When the ego comes there, I take refuge ego. The ego says you must do this, 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 this. You have to protect your ego. I say, yes, that's right. I want to do that. I follow you, When the desire, attachment comes in your mind, occupies, then the attachment says, you do this, this, this. You say, oh, yes, I will do, I will satisfy my attachment, I will make you happy. So we take refuge in the attachment, When the anger comes, occupies your mind, the anger says, you must get rid of this, you should do this, otherwise you are not good person, You are not successful, but I say, oh, yes, you are right. I follow you. So up until now, in the samsara, we took refuge in these three positions. Okay. So we have been to free from this samsara, suffering. We continue in the samsara, suffering all the time. So then we say, I take refuge to Buddha, means Buddha who is free from all those delusions. So when you reflect on the Buddha, you comes Buddha in your mind, Buddha brings the peace. Buddha is free from the ego, free from attachment, free from aversion. You see, that's why when you bring the Buddha in your mind, brings the peace. So, Now, how to become Buddha? Take refuge in Dharma. That's what Buddha taught. how to achieve the enlightenment. All the steps. First, explanation of the impermanence. Look at the suffering of samsara. Reflecting on the suffering of samsara is not something bad. Some people think, oh, you're always talking about the suffering. Oh, I'm tired of the listening of the suffering. I am here to free from samsara. I mean, I'm free from the suffering, But actually, because of reflecting on the suffering, gives you how to develop compassion. If there's nobody suffering, why you need compassion? No need compassion. No. So more you see the suffering of samsara, it grows your compassion greater. Then with wisdom, as I yesterday mentioned, then it gives you opportunity to develop indomitable compassion. Such a powerful compassion can rise when you look at the suffering of the sentient beings. So great bodhisattvas, they're reborn, life after life, because to free sentient beings from suffering. They have no fear. So these teachings first reflect on the suffering of the samsara. It's very precious. And in permanence of all phenomena. And then causality, the cause, as mentioned. We are keep creating cause of suffering. As a matter of fact, you see, we say prayers what? For world peace. We say, let's say prayer for world peace. What's the cause of the peace? We're not looking at that. Making mistake all the time, and I want peace. How that is possible? First look at what the cause of the peace. The cause of the peace is to get rid of all these 3 poisons, 5 poisons, you see. I pray for your good health. What's the cause for good health? We're not looking at the cause. No, we're just looking at what we like. What do you like? We're not looking at the cause, what we like. So in the Shantideva's text, Bodhisattva mentioned, in Tibetan it's called even though everybody wants to release from the suffering, but they chase the cause of suffering. Even though everybody, desire for peace and happiness, due to ignorance, they destroy the cause for peace and happiness as if it were enemy. Make sense? So this, what you're doing now is we are doing the work, we are looking at the cause of the suffering, how to eliminate that. Okay? We know everybody wants peace and happiness. We blame those who are going through all this suffering because of this. But we're not looking at the cause of the problems. So it's our individual's responsibility and our individual's what's called journey. We have to follow the path. So take refuge in the Buddha. So Buddha the actual Buddha is the Dhammakaya. Then Buddha, there's a Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya. The picture you see Buddha there in the shrine, then Buddha is called Buddha Nirmanakaya. And then do you see Buddha Vajradhara? Buddha Vajradhara. Have you heard of Buddha Vajradhara? That's the Buddha called Sambhogakaya. And then Buddha, this body, Shakyamuni Buddha, here, we have Amitabha here. And what else? So that Buddha is called Buddha Nirmanakaya. Okay. So the real Buddha is Buddha Dhammakaya. Absolute Buddha. Okay. From Dhammakaya, Buddha manifests Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya to benefit sentient beings. Okay. So Dhammakaya is total enlightened state, free from all the obscurations, the defilements, all the temporary obscurations are totally taken care of, purified. And all the excellent qualities are perfected. That's called Dhammakaya. Now we don't see Dhammakaya. So to see Dhammakaya, then Buddha manifests as a Sambhogakaya, Vajradhara. Great Bodhisattvas. If you heard of Buddha Birujana, same thing. Buddha Birujana, Vajradhara. And therefore, in the world, Buddha Shakyamuni manifests as a Nirmanakaya. So Buddha Shakyamuni taught all those teachings. This is called Nirmanakaya Buddha. Okay? That's the Buddha. And then the fourth kaya is called Svabhavika Kaya, the natural body, inseparable of all these Buddha three bodies. Svabhavika Kaya. And then Dharma, you see, Dharma teachings, there are three baskets. Have you heard of Tripitaka? Three baskets: Vinaya, Sutra, Abhidharma. The subject of Vinaya is all these teaching of the moralities. Like you have heard of 5 precepts. The 5 precepts, 10 precepts, and the precepts of the monks and nuns, all this is called the moral ethics, the subject of the Vinaya. The Sutra, that is teaching, is all how to meditate, samadhi, okay, meditative state. And then Abhidharma is the prajna, special insight. So that's the Dharma teachings. All the Buddha's teachings are in these three baskets, both in a Theravada system, Mahayana system, Vajrayana system, are all in these three baskets, all this in these three pitakas, okay? Or these three training, okay? Three training. Yeah. That's Dharma. So Dharma teaches that we study, practice, we follow the path. That's it. We take refuge Dharma. Means how to purify all those mental obscurations. And then third is called Sangha, the great Bodhisattvas like Chandresik, Tara, all the great Shariputras, Mongoliana, Anandas. You have heard of those. Those are called very successful practitioners who achieved high level. They are the example. They are our guidance for the enlightenment. So it's to take refuge in the Sangha. Okay? So first we do this ceremony of refuge. Okay? In this, even though we have this, but in this, you got this, you are handed over page 3, taking the Bodhisattva's vow. You see that? It's missing. Anyway, there said, until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma, and likewise in the assemblies of Bodhisattvas. So that one. That's a taking refuge in the Buddha Dharma Sangha. Oh. And to do this ceremony, you can visualize Buddha in front of you above in the space. And then, as he said, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. You can visualize first Buddha Shakyamuni, our historical Buddha, Shakyamuni in the center. And that Buddha is surrounded by all the Buddhas of the past, present, future. And also, you know, Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, Medicine Buddha, Buddha Akhyobhya, Buddha Berotana. So like those great Buddhas. And also you can visualize great masters like Nagarjuna, Asanka, like Atisha, and also Marpa, Milarepa, Kambupa, or if you know also Telopa, Naropa, those great masters, and all the different lineage masters, you can visualize Guru Pema Sambhava, so forth, In front of this, then you visualize in front of you this, and maybe you can do three prostration. Okay, those you can do. You stand up, do 3 prostration. Okay. Join your hand above your head, and then join at the throat, join at the heart, and then bow down, touch your head on the ground, and you stand up, do second time, second time, and do the third time. Okay. And those whose knees are not so easy, you can sit as you sit on your chair. And those, okay, their knees, then what you do is your right knee on the ground. You know that. Your right knee on the ground, and left knee up like this, join your hand. So others, you can sit on your chair. Okay. Who's special, especially whose knees are not good, you just sit on your chair. Okay. Now you repeat this. Okay. Now we'll do this in Tibetan. Okay. Ceremony is good to do in Tibetan. Do you like that? Okay. Yeah, okay. You know that, So here, first I'll explain what you will repeat. All the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas of 10 direction, please hear my request. Master, please hear my request. My names are such, that time you say your name. And I take refuge. Now here he said, I take refuge. Say, until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma. And likewise in the assemblies of the Bodhisattvas. So we repeat this 3 times. Okay? So from your heart, just feel first, you feel joy, appreciate. Today I got such an opportunity to take refuge. Yes, I took refuge before, but I'm enriching. I'm making my refuge practice stronger today. With this, then please repeat this 3 times, okay? Chochuna, Shugbe, Sangyedang, Changju Semba, Tamje, Dala, Konsoso, Lobin, Dala, Konsoso, Changju Nyingburu, Chigyeparan, Sangye Namla, Gyapso Che, Chodan Changju, Sembayin, Solang, Deshin Gyapso Che. Okay, now repeat second time. Please reinforce you are taking refuge in the Buddha Dhamma Sangha. Huh?
So your name?
Yeah, your name. Yeah, I would like to say, yeah. Okay. I'll say, okay. Chochuna, Shube, Sangyedang, Changju Semba, Tamje, Dala, Konsosu, Lobin, Dala, Konsosu, Da Ming, your name. Okay, your name. Dishi Chawa, Changju Nyingburu, Chigyeparar, Sangye Namla, Gyapso Che, Chodan Changju, Sambayin, Solang, Deshin Gyapso Che. Okay, now we'll repeat the 3rd time. So at the end, you meditate. Now I say those who took refuge before, I reinforce by taking refuge to Buddha Dhamma Sangha. If you are new, so today I'm taking refuge in this Buddha Dhamma Sangha with the feeling of grateful, feeling of appreciation. Please repeat the 3rd recitation. Chochuna, Shube, Sangyedang, Changju Semba, Tamje, Dala, Konsosu, Lobin, Dala, Konsosu, Da Ming. Say your names. Dishi Jawa, Changju Nyingburu, Chigyeparar, Sangye Namla, Gyapso Che, Chodan Changju, Sembayin, Solang, Deshin Gyapso Che. Okay, now then I will say top, and it means through this ceremony you receive the refuge ordination, and you please say Lexo, means yes, I have received. Okay. Oh, ta, Okay. Now please sit on your chair. So Buddha, as you have visualized, Buddha is your root teacher. Now you see that. I'm not your root teacher, okay? I'm just performing the ceremony. Okay. I'm the one who's responsible to making connection with the Buddha. Okay. So Buddha is your root teacher. Buddha is enlightened. This Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching, the historical Buddha taught this teaching, and his Bodhicitta that was studying, practicing, he taught that, and that he continues to benefit sentient beings all the way towards enlightenment. Okay, so it's you are very safe. Okay, there's no confusion. Okay, now with this connection with this taking refuge, it connected also 5 precepts. So, 5 precepts is the foundation. It's not just a Buddhist, but it's a foundation to all peace and happiness. It's also foundation for all the other vows, Bodhisattva's vow. And I'm sure you have received so many empowerments. Have you received a lot of empowerments? You see? Maybe your head is flat. Lot of vase put you on your head, all the time, So flattened your head. Without the 5 precepts, the empowerment is nothing. Okay. So the 5 precepts are the foundation to all the practice. Okay. All the good things you start from the 5 precepts. Because you took refuge to Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. So, not harm sentient beings. See, if you cannot help other sentient beings, don't harm. This word. So in the 5 precepts said, don't take others' life. Don't harm others' life. Okay. So this first. Because every individual, their life is precious. Even cockroaches coming to your kitchen, their life is also very precious. The ants going around, their life is precious. It's our environment. They live their life, and we live our life. Our life is precious, and their life is precious. And don't steal from others which is not given to us. It's also harmful. Not engage sexual misconduct, especially those who are married and others, It's a very sensitive subject. A lot of suffering is involved there. So see. And then don't tell lies, especially big lies as Dharma practitioners, Sometimes we practice Dharma, then I say, I saw Buddha. Buddha came to me, talked to me, Oh, Tara, talk to me, I practice Tara. Why Tara is coming to see me, It's a big lie, So there's 4, see. Then, not intoxication, drinking alcohols, especially drug use. It destroys your life. It takes away all your precious life, your health, So even then, at the time of Buddha, see, as yesterday mentioned, what Buddha taught at that time, over 2,500 years ago, still so fresh. There's nothing to change. So keep these 5 precepts. It's for your own protection and protect others. No, those individuals in the world, you see, those individuals in your community who keeps these 5 precepts, are the people who respect that person. Oh, that person is very good mind. He or she will not harm others. Never takes things from others. No corruptions. Okay. Lord, there's a lot of talking about the corruptions. Corruption is belong to that stealing from others, which is not giving. And intoxications are people, who don't drink, So there's he or she doesn't drink. Very good mind. Like this, It's not against with any cultures, any religion. Okay, it's harmonious to all. So this, you please keep this in your mind. Refuge, so precious. Now from today, I will never take refuge in these 3 poisons. I took refuge in Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, enlightened beings. Okay. Then connection with this, then we practice, you see, Seven is called seven, the 7 lamp prayers. Here, look at here, page 2 in this 7 lamp prayer. So this, because bodhicitta is so precious. Not many people are interested because they cannot earn. They have no enough merit to cultivate bodhicitta. Because the bodhicitta is a direct cause to achieve enlightenment. So to cultivate bodhicitta, you need lot of accumulations of the merit and wisdom. So these, the 7, are some very important point put together. So he has said, whatever merit I have gathered through frustrations, means like taking refuge, frustration to Buddha, paying homage physically, verbally, mentally, not just physically frustration. If you can do, of course, you should do, but also just paying homage. And when you do this, you visualize Buddha as many as the dust particle in the universe. Yeah. And then you multiply yourself as many as dust particle and do frustration. So precious. You open your heart, open your mind as much as the space, and whole space filled with enlightened beings. And then you just do frustration, pay homage to all these enlightened beings, purify physical obscurations, verbal obscurations. Then, yes, first that one. Then next, offerings. We have here some offerings in arranged here. It's just simple. This is just simple. Here, what you can do, prostration and offerings, like flower. You can visualize whole universe, all the beautiful flowers. Make offering to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, with joy. When you drive on the highway, sometimes you encounter a lot of beautiful forest, flowers, grassland. You multiply countless, you make offering to all the enlightened beings. Sometimes you can see beautiful lake, water flowing from the rocks, You just multiply all this water, make offering to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. You just feel joy, how beautiful they are. And you just offer your body, speech, mind. May my body, speech, mind benefit all sentient beings. May I be service to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. Just you see, there's no limitation. All you just know to help other sentient beings, to help yourself, to purify your mind. You make this all the offerings. The sun and moon, you make offering to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. All the beautiful mountains, you make offering. You appreciate that, you make offerings to all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. So that's how the offering is. Then next said here, confession, purification. Through these 3 poisons in my mind, I created a lot of negative karmas for my own selfish reasons, for my attachment, for my anger. I created mess, a lot of cause of suffering for myself, the others. Today, in front of all these enlightened beings, I purify, totally purify. And I'm so grateful I got this opportunity. I'm so fortunate I can do this. Because through the ignorance, through the delusions, we made a big mistake, mess. Now through the wisdom, we purify. We acknowledge all this mistake we made and say they are nothing but only cause of suffering. All this cause of suffering that I created, today I purify in front of all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas. As I mentioned, it's like breaking the 5 precepts, taking other lives, stealings, all these things. And they are cause of only suffering. Today I purify. Now I will not repeat again. No. And you have studied Vajrasattva. Have you studied Vajrasattva practice? 5 powers you have, 4 powers, Topshi, as an antidote to purify. Power of remorse, and the power of antidote, the power of reversing, now I'll not repeat, and the power of reliance. So, first power of the remorse is very important. Remorse means what I did was not right, not good thing. Like if you're eating poison, how much you will remorse. You will try everything how to get rid of that poison out, so that negative karmas you have created, so you purify. It's a good thing, purify all the negative actions they have done. Then all the Dharma practices are the power of antidote, reliance, taking refuge, practice bodhicitta, is power of reliance, and I will never repeat again. So these things, this purification practice, if you read the jewel ornament of liberation at the section of the preparation of bodhicitta, explains so beautifully. Have you read that? You see, beautiful, isn't it? So beautiful, You read that again, how to purify. I cannot wait anymore. Right now I purify. No. As long as I have this precious human life, I must do now. How I can wait in the future? Everything's so uncertain. No. So that the power of, confusion is so beautiful. No. So you should feel joy, happy. No. Then next, rejoicings. This is the special remedy for jealous. If anybody is doing something good, you rejoice, feel happy. If somebody is happy, you rejoice. Just say, I'm very happy to see that person is so happy, so joyful. Especially those individuals you don't like, Instead of saying how he or she could deserve that good life, Instead of that, you just rejoice. Oh, wonderful, It's purifying your mind of jealous, envy. So purify those. And then rejoice all the virtue, Dharma. So Buddha taught all these wonderful teachings. I'm so happy. Just totally rejoice. Rejoice means you feel happy about it. Then next, beseeching means requesting all the Buddhas, please turn the wheel of the Dharma. Dharma is the wisdom. Without Dharma teachings, the world is blind, darkness. The Dharma teaching is the wisdom, light, to free from samsara, to achieve enlightenment. So that requesting Buddhas of the 10 tradition, please turn the wheel of the Dharma for me, for all other sentient beings, so that everyone can free from suffering, everyone can free from samsara and achieve enlightenment. So beseech and praying. And there are many Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, they are preparing for taking parinirvana, retire. So their Buddhas are somehow, they're exhausted now. I'm working so hard, but still they're not doing enough, They don't understand, So to those Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who are a little exhausted and tired, so we just focus on those. Please stay with us. Please endure until the end of the samsara. Stay with us. Help us to free from samsara. So that's called, praying. Then for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. The seventh one is dedication. So all these good things we did, taking refuge, and your practice of generosity, keeping the moral ethics, practice of patience, whatever your practice of your loving kindness, compassion, all this you do, bring together and dedicate for the enlightenment of all sentient beings. Especially as we are doing here, this Jitesumpun's the dedication prayer, is I think here I have put here page 4, page 4 and 5. Look, the dedication prayers by Lord Jitesumpun's. This has all complete teachings here. By this virtue, merit, wisdom that I've gathered, not only my own, but other sentient beings' virtues, merit, wisdom, by all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, virtue, merit, all the sentient beings may free from all the suffering. Even those enemies we call, who harms me, they may also free from suffering. May all our mental afflictions purify by this practice, and quickly may they attain complete enlightenment. So what a beautiful practice, So this called the 7th branch of the enlightenment. It's good, isn't it? So it is this all precious opportunity, Then next, we have this. Sorry. Now we do this. This 7 lamp prayer. Here we have. Do you have here? Where?
Oh, yeah, it's in the beginning.
Which page?
Some of them prayer, it's embedded in one of the here it is, page 14 on the top.
Page 14. Let me see. No.
Page 6? Yeah. Oh, page 6 on the bottom, short mandala prayer.
Oh, no. If I was looking for a complete genius. So the page 9. Look at the page 9. Do you see the page 9?
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
Page 9? Yes. This whole until page 10. Okay. We say this together in English, okay? Slowly, yes. Since you have it, so we do this, okay?
Whatever negative actions I have performed with body, speech, and also overpower my desire, aggression, envy, and defense. I request to protect yours from back to the world and direction. That's it. I supplicate with my palms joined together those who demonstrate nirvana, to remain for kalpa the fingers of gratitude, welfare, happiness of all beings. I dedicate whatever slight virtue is accumulated through cultivation, offering, confessing, rejoicing, requesting, and supplicating to enlightenment.
Thank you. So you see, now you have this beautiful, text. Now look at these things. Yeah, now I want to attain enlightenment, Buddhahood. And then you see, as I mentioned, this precious human life is so precious. So now here, look at this here, page 1 in this saying, precious human life. So all this kind of leisure and endowment is supremely difficult to obtain. See, there are 8 leisures, free from the unfavorable conditions. And there are 10 endowments. Those are explained in the Bodhicitta Avtara very precisely, being born as a human being has a complete of these senses and can communicate, can follow the Dharma teachings. There's a teacher to meet, and the Sangha community that we practice together, and Dharma teachings is there. So there are 10 endowments. This condition is very difficult to obtain, to achieve. When we obtain this body, which is easily lost, so our body is so impermanent, transitory nature, can be lost anytime. So do not waste it meaninglessly. Don't waste your precious human life. As I mentioned, people keep so busy in their life. There's something that they feel, something that want to free from all the suffering. But you see, in the samsara, all these things, what you are involved, at the end, no one is free from the suffering, except you practice the Dharma teachings. So I should not waste this precious human life. So look, open your heart, meditate, you see. Dharma teachings, as I mentioned, which purifies all our mental obscurations, mental afflictions. So I will never waste this precious human life, meaningless, but rather use it to attain the ultimate liberation, joyous result, to achieve complete enlightenment. I can achieve this precious human life. Just say, a very smart dog. The dog is so smart. Yeah. Now you just bring the dog in front of you. Tell the dog, you are in the samsara. Make free from, you should make effort to free from the samsara. You try to make your life to achieve enlightenment. If you tell the dog that, dog has no idea, dog is looking maybe a delicious, a bone. No matter how the dog is smart. We human life, we know what samsara is about, what enlightenment is about. Not everybody has this. Even somebody who hears Dharma teaching so much, still their mind is removed, not so much moved. It's okay, it doesn't matter, Dharma teaching looks very boring, to try to get rid of all the mental afflictions. It's just, it doesn't make sense, So when the people have that kind of feeling, it's not easy, Just example, Marva has so many disciples, but Milarepa, who made it, who free from samsara, who achieve enlightenment. Because Milarepa has all the complete conditions, all this about, and made the history. There are only few. I think last time I talked this, Dikung is the name of place in Tibet, the way the Dikung Kagyu teachers come from. They're still in the monasteries. From Lhasa, maybe it's about 3 hours drive, and there will come Dikung Monastery. Now, still we have one very famous teacher. He started his study, practice, since 1982. So since then, he was all the way in the retreat. Now he's in the 60s. Now he is highly accomplished master now. His name is Trashirabden. He is still alive in a meditative state, like 24 hours. His mind is always in the meditative state. So many people go to see him. No matter how many people there, he is never distracted. Always the meditative state. If somebody asks, give teachings, some transmissions, Sometimes they say, can you give us a transmission of Om Mani Padme Hum? And he, in his meditative state, he just say, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum, Om Mani Padme Hum. That's it. So there are few still we have highly accomplished in the meditation practice. So those are called precious human life. Just in Tikkun Monastery, it has so many monks there, but only there are few monks. No. So precious human life is not that easy. So we have to make effort to study, practice these Dharma teachings. No. Look at this. Then you said, the nature of the all phenomena is impermanence. Changing as I mentioned, no? Death is a certainty for all who are born. No? There's no question about that. We all know one day we'll die. But we never prepare to die today, isn't it? We never plan to die today. So that can descend anytime, like a dew drop on a blade of grass. In the summer, in the spring, where there's dew on the grass, it can fall down anytime. So our life is that kind of uncertain, so fragile. It's not scary, just how to see it, changing momentary. Look at the light flash, just flash, disappeared. No, those are just meditation. So quick, it is time to make effort for the essence of the Dharma practice. So that's Milarepa said, I escaped the mountain by the fear of the death. While I'm in the mountain, I meditate every second, reflecting on the uncertainty of the death. Continuously, his meditative state. And he said, I captured the fortress of unchanging nature now. Now, he said, I'm free from the fear when the death comes in any time. So he's so prepared to face the death, no fear. So for this, we just, every second when we have time, is the time to practice Dharma. No. There are a lot of distractions, everything. All these distractions are just temporary. They come and go. It's like a mirage. Look at all the mirage. They just look so impressive, but they disappear. No essence. So look at the impermanence of all the phenomena. Meditate on this. Then the karma. Here, karma calls. The fruit of one's positive karma is happiness. Now we all now know about karma. Before we think karma is something, belief system. No, it's like a culture. And also karma means something only negative. But there's both karma of positive and negative. So they're saying here, fruit of positive karma is happiness, and suffering is come from the negative karma. The suffering is the fruit of negative karma. The inexorable karmic causation is the more abiding dharmas. Here, dharma means phenomena. All the phenomena that exist in the world is under the constitution of the karma cause. Whatever we create the cause, from that result manifest. So the karma there is called individual karma and collective karma. Individual karma, like my karma, only I alone experience the result. If I have a pain, it's karma that I have created. That nobody will share that. It's my karma. And group karma can be two group, couple, 3, 5, just one complete family, and then one group. And then you see there are different types of big, large, same city, the town, village, city, and then state, you see, and then there's a whole country, and then whole continent, whole global karma, So the karma is very complex subject. But when we reflect on these things, you see this, whatever is going on is because of our action, result of the action that we have created. So we, instead of blaming outside, we just reflect to ourselves. I am the responsible to do all the good things. And if I do all the good things, I will enjoy my life. So I will appreciate myself. Instead of how the world is going on and all these things, difficult things, all this happening, we just reflect to ourselves and then do things all the right. And then if there's not doing enough, not good doing, then develop loving kindness, compassion. Those who are individuals who involve these negative activities, they are the subject of suffering. And I wish they're free from all the suffering. Instead of hatred, hate, just develop compassion within you. Develop loving kindness. May all be happy. May all be free from suffering. And I must practice Dharma more. If I practice Dharma more, Bodhicitta practice more, I can help others. So I take the full responsibility to practice Dharma so that I can help others. You see, so there's the karma. Then the suffering, you see, is here said, in the 3 lower realms and even in the 3 higher ones, there's not an instant of absolute happiness. This means suffering. There are 3 types of suffering. When Buddha said, you should know about the suffering of suffering, suffering of change, and suffering of condition. I explained this last time. The suffering of suffering is the obvious suffering, that what we see, all the problems we see. Like when we're aging, when we get sick, when you are dying, when we don't get what we want, we're getting what we don't want, all this is called suffering, it's called suffering of suffering. Everybody knows about that. We make every effort to free from this kind of suffering. Okay. Then the suffering of change. you see all the enjoyment that we are looking for, happiness, to enjoy the life, they don't last long. They change. No. So in the cold weather, when it's very cold weather and the sunshine comes, and you feel so good. Oh, the sunshine. Oh, it just relieved me from this such a pain of the cold, And then you stay there. Either the sun goes out, they disappear, that what you enjoyed, or sun stays longer, becomes more hot, and that what you enjoyed itself becomes the cause of suffering. So now it's too much. I don't want to stay here. I want to go out, So it's a suffering of change. All our samsaric, the happiness, joy that we are searching for, looking for, is a suffering of change. So there's wisdom that we should understand. So look at this. That's why, as mentioned, when you have some basic goodness, some basic, you say, when your life is going well, enough good, you enjoy, you appreciate, you're content. I'm so happy I have enough food to eat. That will bring real peace and happiness. That's called suffering of change. Then suffering of third is suffering of conditions. As long as we have these 5 skandha, five skandha, this form, body that we have, relation to this, we're feeling. Then there's a perception, there's a formation, and then consciousness. These 5 create this I have 5 skandha, the 5 aggregates. As long as we have this body, we are under the condition of the suffering. So this look at this. As mentioned this morning, when we develop ego on this fact, this is my body, I am here, make so importance about it, and attach to it, and protecting it from others' harm, and all this becomes the center of the samsara, suffering. Now, when you practice Dharma as precious human life, I have this precious human life. I develop loving kindness, compassion. I practice bodhicitta now. Then I visualize my body as the deity, Dara, generosity, all this. And this I realize nothing but emptiness, wisdom, all this practice. And this body becomes the center of the enlightenment. Okay. And if we don't have that wisdom, we don't have that kind of conditions, and this body becomes the center of the samsara, all the suffering. Make sense? These are some simple thing, but very important point. Why we're practicing Dharma. We have to understand the right from the wrong. So, see, I will avoid the root cause of my samsaric existence and practice the excellent path of peace to enlightenment. So by understanding this, now from today, I will make every effort to free from samsara and to achieve enlightenment. So please look at these 4 foundations. These are very precious. Just to remind to ourselves. And this evening, I'm sure, this afternoon, then we go through this. We have here four immeasurable. I will explain this afternoon, and then take the Bodhisattva's vow, and we can discuss more if you know about your understanding and what we can do. We have a few minutes. You have any questions?
How the suffering of conditions with the five aggregates is the suffering there because that those five aggregates, it keeps us in samsara and that's why we're suffering?
Yeah, five aggregates we have as a mission. This is the basis of all the suffering. Since we have the suffering since we are the condition of suffering is there. Suffering of change is there. No? So understand that I cannot expect total happiness with these five aggregates until I free from samsara. No? So release attachment. Use it for the good. Yes.
So I understand about, practicing, getting rid of the three poisons within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So suffering, and no matter what's going on outside of us. Oh, my mind always goes back to when the Dalai Lama had to leave Tibet, escape being killed by the Chinese government. So the Dalai Lama didn't sit on his cushion and just meditate. He got on a horse with his people and under the cover of night left and went over the mountains.
Yes.
Escaped Tibet.
Yes.
Say, I am in real physical danger of losing my precious human life. And in this country, there's a lot of fear of that. Because of this, as Melinda said the other night, things are becoming extremely negative and toxic and violent in this country.
Yes.
How do we decide when we need to get out of the country to avoid persecution and death? Or sit on a cushion and meditate. So help us out there.
First, you just contemplate how much you can do. Okay.
Yes.
As you mentioned, Dalai Lama. No, he was contemplating what to do. See, if he can do better, stay in Tibet, or get out of Tibet, do something else. No, so that's the only choice he got. So he did that. So you see, then since he left, he did so much. And still, he's not fulfilled. Conditions are not better. So you see, you have to pay the price. He's working so hard, still not fulfilled. Actually, the condition of Tibet is not better since then. Now, if not worsen. So here you can look at, you contemplate what you can do. Can I do something? Can I change? Do I have ability to change? Pick up that. But then if you have no any ability, no opportunity, now what chance you have? Sit on the cushion and develop my mind more? Maybe in this, not in this life, but I can try next life. As long as the spirit remains, I endure, to benefit sentient beings in the samsara. Yes.
I've been throwing this.
Yeah, you see, this as a mission, we know, but just being upset, being angry doesn't solve the problem. Contemplate what's the best choice. Yes. Mm. It's just devotion to Buddha, no? Devotion should based on wisdom. Without wisdom, only devotion, it just becomes some kind of say, no, can become like a cult, possible, But with devotion, with the wisdom, you see, as mentioned, Buddha is enlightened beings. And Buddha taught all the perfect teachings, perfect methods to uproot my all delusions. For this, I have complete faith, develop devotion. And that devotion is the method you to engage in the Dharma practice. Not being a fanatic. Fanatic, if somebody don't have, so you could, so I have such strong devotion. This is the way it should be done. You are not doing that. You are not right. And so not that kind of things. It's their choice. Just your choice. And I like to have this devotion because it helped me practice Dharma. That helps me to develop loving kindness, compassion, and it helps me to get rid of my all the mental afflictions. It's very good, based on wisdom. Okay, now please relax and just breathe in fully and exhale. Release all stress. Once more, please breathe in fully and release all the stress. Breathe in once more fully and relax. And then appreciate this morning that we went through all the steps.